1:45 on the afternoon of June 25th, 2016. Judy Castine on the camera. I got to mention that every time. Calvin Castine in beautiful, just a little bit outside of downtown Shazy.
Yeah.
And who am I speaking with right now?
Hi, I'm Rachel Dutel.
I used to know Rachel Dutel. Went to St. Mary's, watched her grow up and
Yeah.
graduate from Northeastern.
As far as I know, it's the same Rachel
one.
Dutel, yeah.
What are you? Where are we, first of all, Rachel?
Well, we are at Minor Institute in
Okay.
Shazy, and we are having an open house here today. So we are offering wagon rides around the farm. We've got a really cool photo booth in our horse barn, Kiss a Pony booth.
What? Kiss
Calvin,
a
that would really be a great thing for Judy to film if
Have
you kissed.
No.
Yeah,
Okay,
so,
we'll get back to that one later. Continue.
Yeah, so we've got some exhibits at our dairy barn. We've got a field equipment exhibit, calves, and of course our historical heritage exhibit is open, and that pays homage to William and Alice Minor.
All right, so the Minor Institute, which we would call the Minor Farm, but this also ties in all the learning experiences that go on here, right?
That's right. We actually have 12 summer experience students who are here. They're helping us out with our open house today. We have 5 equine interns. They come from colleges from across the country. They'll be giving an equine demonstration at 2 o'clock in our riding arena. We have 4 farm management interns, so they are around the farm interacting with people today. And we also have 3 agricultural research interns who are working at some of our demonstrations today as well.
So all the regular folks get the day off, or what?
You will see quite a few of these lime green shirts hanging around today, and most of them are staff members here at Minor Institute. Like I said, we do have 12 summer interns as well.
Okay, so how many on a regular basis are working here, show up every day to work at Miners, do you know?
Yeah, we have just over 50 full-time employees here at Minor Institute. So that includes our maintenance staff, all of our dairy barn staff, our research staff, administrative staff, housekeeping. We have a cafeteria. So all of the staff at Minor Institute, there's just over 50 full-time employees.
The guys that run the tractors and the farm, doing the
Absolutely.
farm work.
Yep, that's everyone.
So, what's your title?
So I do public relations and marketing here
That's
at
why
Minor
you're
Institute.
talking to me.
That's why I'm talking to you. That's
Oh.
right. Yeah.
This is one of the drawbacks of getting to talk to people like me. Usually it's more as pleasant for you, correct? I'm going to answer that. The answer is quite obvious. So what is Minor Institute? What's the purpose?
So we are an agricultural research farm here. So not only do we have just under 400 Holstein cows that we milk every day, we have a herd of Morgan horses, but we also do research within our dairy cow herd as well. We do have the capability to do research with our horses as well, but we do research that helps to kind of bring the industry forward and that can be applicable back on, a dairy farm, for example. And additionally, as you mentioned, we have a host of education programs. We work primarily with college undergraduates. So as I mentioned, we have 12 summer interns here. They are students from colleges around the country, but in the spring semester we have an advanced dairy management program. So that's a residential, very hands-on program that teaches all about dairy farming and the management of a dairy farm. And then in the fall, we have a very long-standing program that we work collaboratively with the SUNY Plattsburgh, and that's the Applied Environmental Science program. So that's a program that's been going on for more than 40 years.
And I do see once in a while, I'm driving by, I see little plots of working land that's been the experiment also on crops and so on?
Yeah. So we do a host of environmental research as well. So our agronomist and his team work a lot with, nutrient runoff and water quality issues. The plots that you see sort of across Minor Farm Road from the main Institute campus, a lot of those plots are actually planted and managed by some researchers with Cornell University and the Willsboro Farm. So Mike Davis kind of spearheads the trials that are run over there. But that's been a long-standing collaborative relationship that we've had with them.
How long have you been here?
I've been here for just about 7 years.
Time
It's
flies.
gone by really quickly, yeah.
And I imagine it was quite a learning experience your first year or so, huh?
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. As all new jobs are, right? But I couldn't be happier. It's a great place. It's a great place to visit. It's certainly a great place to work.
Yes, I guess it certainly has a good reputation and has had for well over a decade. But maybe there's somebody out there who never heard of William H. Miner. Who was he?
It's certainly possible, yeah. So William Miner was probably one of the North Country's most generous souls. I think it's pretty safe to say. He was orphaned at 10 when he moved from Wisconsin here to Chazy. He lived with his aunt and uncle. Then he moved west and made a bunch of money in the railroad industry. A lot of money, right, in the railroad industry. And so in 1903, he returned here to Chazy and he started building up what he called Heart's Delight Farm, which was really an impressive model farm that had a little bit of everything, and actually a lot of everything, we could say. It was very large scale. In its heyday, Heart's Delight Farm had about 15,000 acres, 800 employees, and somewhere in the neighborhood of 300 buildings. So it was very grand scale. But he made a fortune and he really loved the North Country, and so he gave back. So in his will, he wanted to provide for an agricultural institute, which is what we now have here at Miner Institute. He also, in 1916, built the Chazy School, which was the first centralized school district in New York State, and I think possibly even in the country. And actually, you can certainly talk to Rick, Lauren, and Mary Lapierre over there, who are advocating for their 100-year celebration at the school that will be happening this fall.
October 22nd.
That's right, yes.
I can read.
And also, he built Physicians Hospital in 1923. That later merged and is now CVPH. So
UBM is the name.
Right, yeah. I'm a little old school and still
CVPH.
refer to it as CVPH. It's easier for me to remember and wrap my head around.
Most people would know what you're talking about.
Yeah. So actually, those three organizations, Miner Institute, CVPH, and Chazy Central Rural School, all still receive financial support from the William Miner Foundation, which is just amazing. So really, his legacy lives on. And I couldn't help but make a pitch for the documentary about William Miner that we have been working on with Paul Frederick for several years.
I should have talked to him. But
yeah. So that will be premiering at the Strand on August 10th, and we're very, very excited.
Yeah, August 10th. Okay.
August 10th.
Just one time, or
Just one time for now.
And
maybe
if people
future
miss it,
showings,
will
but
there be DVDs for sale?
there will be DVDs for sale. Yeah, we'll have those here at the farm office at some point in the near future. Yeah.
So, last year I was at the Chazy graduation. It was, I think, their 98th graduation. Apparently, the first couple of years, nobody was graduating because it was a brand new. This new rural school concept here was centralized as a whole new concept. So it wasn't until this was the 98th, so it must have been 2-3 years before they got a graduating class. And of course, I'm sure you've seen. I think it's a 1921 yearbook that he put out, and it's just amazing what that school had. Full-time
Absolutely.
dentist and
Absolutely. Yep.
I used to work at. I know some of your family worked at Sheridan Iron Works and Harris Graphics, and the machine shops that they had in that school were rivaled what Harris and Sheridan had at that time for their manufacturing facility. So it's just an amazing person and an amazing amount of money he put back into the community. He knew he wasn't going to take any of it with him, so he wouldn't mind sharing it with the folks.
Yep.
All right. Anything else, Rachel, that we should know about? I'm going to try to find another person or two. Is that Dr. Burke right there?
That is Dr. Burke right there,
All
yeah.
right, I'll go see if I can capture him.
He might want you to wait until he's done his ice cream, but I'm sure he'd be happy to talk to you.
Okay. Thank you, Rachel.
Thank you, Calvin. Take care. Nice to see you, Judy.
Okay, the camera's rolling, and I went from Rachel Dutil right up the top of the ladder. Dr. Joseph Burke, nice to see you here.
Well, I think Rachel might say you started at the bottom. You're at the bottom now, and we're at the top with her. When you're chairman of the board, you're at the bottom.
How long have you been chairman of the board?
Gosh, Jim Fitzpatrick. Well, I replaced Jim Fitzpatrick.
That's a long time ago.
He, when I was president of Plattsburgh State, Jim, I was really busy and we were having all kind of budget cuts, and Jim used to come by and pick me up and make sure I got to meetings here at the Institute. So I've been involved with the Institute for many years, and it's a great place.
So what year did you come to Plattsburgh State? I'm trying to recall. I'm thinking the 60s sometime, but
No, I came in 1973 as academic vice president, and then the next year I became president. George Angel recruited me.
Says, stick around for a year and you can have my job.
No, he didn't say that, but I was hoping I'd get the job.
Okay. And then you left Plattsburgh State, but you remained on the board here, though, right?
Yes, really through much of that time, and I became the chair. I think. Well, actually, Jim, he was in kind of bad shape physically, and he had wanted me to be on the foundation trustees, and then I replaced him when he died.
Okay, for the folks who never heard of James Fitzpatrick, he was a lawyer out of Plattsburgh, and he was an assemblyman, was it?
Yes.
Or senator, state senator?
He's the one that I, put through the Northway, and
was he state senator or assemblyman at the time?
He was assemblyman. It's really interesting. It shows you how times change. 20 years ago, when people wouldn't know who the hell Joe Burke was, but Jim Fitzpatrick, everybody knew.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
He was one of those names that was very prominent. In fact, his name has been on that side of that school up there since the beginning, and now, of course, a few years back, your name got put up there.
Yeah.
Also.
So he's really been very important for the Institute and for so many things in the North Country.
Yes, I know. For a while, the Clinton County Historical Association used his former building there for their site.
Yeah, that's right.
Was it Court Street? I think it's on there.
Yeah.
They were in there for quite a while till the family decided they had to do something with it. It's now the Heald Funeral Home, but they used the Fitzpatrick building for a good many years.
Yeah.
Through the courtesy of the family. And a few years back, you wrote a book about William H. Minor, didn't you?
Yeah, it was published in 2009, and it was really a joy. When I first became involved here, I sort of made up my mind that actually when I first came to Plattsburgh State, I started reading about William Minor, and I went to the library to get a biography and was astonished that there wasn't one. So I resolved to write one. Then 30 years later, I did write one. It was a joy. I found all kind of manuscript material. I spent in the basement in the vault over in the farmhouse. I found all these letters, and it was really like finding gold. In attics here and in basements, found letter after letter, volumes about the legal things of the Institute, and so it was really a joy. And then writing it was more difficult.
That was the work. Just learning this stuff, finding this stuff is like, it's like Christmas morning.
And now the interesting thing, Paul Frederick's film is, we're going to show that, I think it's on the 30th.
Well, maybe you'll see it then. I think Rachel told us it's August 10th.
August 10th. Yeah. Rachel's right. I'm not.
You may get a sneak preview before the rest of the world does. But
Rachel's right. It's the 10th.
Yeah, well, you couldn't have picked a better person than Paul Frederick to put it together.
He is fantastic. If Paul was in New York or Los Angeles, he would, but he just loves the North Country.
Right.
And so the films here, he was very much involved with the one here and the one there. And as long as I can remember, he's been doing our film work. Yeah. And he's terrific.
Great job, a long-time employee at Mountain Lake PBS,
Yeah.
Channel 57,
Yeah.
and of course, when you were digging and finding all those documents, a lot of photos were found, and
Yeah.
that's probably what led to this little museum behind us here.
Yeah, we've got many, many photos. William Minor, thank God, saved them all. They were sort of scattered all around, but we've put them all together, and Amy Bedard has got them, and they're arranged, and it's just a joy to see them.
Oh yeah, it's because it's definitely a picture of life as it was here. It's not your typical farm scenes because the Heart's Delight farm wasn't your typical farm, but it's certainly a slice of life here in Chazy as it was back in the early 1900s. And of course, another thing we got to talk about that probably I guess we'd have to put it down on the not so successful side was the $1 million dam that he attempted to put up.
Yeah, William Minor would never take no for an answer, so he kept trying to build that dam. But
That darn dam.
and a lot of people they talk about that dam, but they don't realize all the other
Oh, the
dams
other
he
ones, yeah,
did.
right.
But he finally got it working. But
The ground wouldn't cooperate.
but it's typical. And the interesting thing was the foreman of the job became ill, and William Minor took that over. Meanwhile, he's selling his gears, running the farm, he's doing everything else. So he was a wonder.
Yeah, he had more than one iron in the fire at any given time.
He
Just
believed
amazing.
he could do all of them, and the surprising thing, he did a lot of them well.
Yeah, and of course, the people he rubbed elbows with were the people who were building this country. I mean,
Yeah, there
the
were.
Fords and the people like that. And,
Yeah,
you know,
he was. His business was different than others, and when he incorporated his business in I think it was 1895 or something time around there, for $100,000. The U.S. Steel was for $3 billion, so his was a small
Just a-
operation.
yeah. But still, $100,000 is a
But-
good amount of money now, but back then it was tremendous.
But he was very hands-on. Everybody else had a second lieutenant, and who, whether it's Rockefeller or other, but William Minor wanted a hands-on,
Yeah,
which was a good thing in some ways, but not so good in others.
yeah, because some of the rank and file sometimes
Yeah.
caught a little heck right from the top. But that's 100 plus years ago. It was in 1931 he passed, or 30 or 31.
1930.
30.
1930.
Yeah.
1862 to 1930, I think it was.
Well, is there anything else, Dr. Burke, that we should chat
No,
about here?
No, except I think, we talk about William Minor and everything, but, and I've been involved with the Minor Institute for a long time. And this, under Rick Grant as president, it's just made a fantastic progress. I just want to knock on wood all the time. I mean, our influence on agriculture in Vermont and New York is fantastic. The students we're educating are now seeing them come back. They're all working in important things in the field. And for a small staff such as this, William Minor smiling down just has to be a big smile.
Yeah, you've got to be happy when you find somebody like a Rick Grant or a Kirk Beatty or somebody did that. These guys, quality people that are able to come here, and 'cause this doesn't run itself. What we're seeing here wouldn't keep going unless it was run
Well,
properly at the top.
it wasn't, we don't think about it, but it wasn't always that way. When I first became involved, it was a petting zoo.
Oh yeah, Buffalo rubbing the range
But under Rick, it's really become
regained your
a
vision.
first class place. Others had moved it in that direction, but we have the most fan. I just saw Steve Fassett there. I mean, you couldn't have a director of maintenance any better than Steve. Staff is just terrific.
Well, I think we'll leave it there. I mean, we can't say unless there's something somebody else. I mean, you just about praised all the all the top echelon here, starting with Rachel. And,
Yeah, Rachel has just been a great find.
yeah, we've watched. My wife and I watched her grow up in Champlain, and she's just a nice,
Well,
nice young lady.
When she, appeared, we haven't had a great deal of success in that job, I think it's fair to say. And she just turns out to be a phenomenon. That was one of the best hires we ever made.
Okay, all right. Well, keep doing that kind of stuff, and good seeing you.
It's good seeing you.
All right.
Does he let you ever get on the camera, or is he just...
No, I won't. I won't share the camera with her.
Well, it's good.
Okay, the brochure says Shazy Central Rural School 100 Years of Excellence, October 22nd, 2016, 11 a.m. to 5 p.m. open house at Shazy Central School.
That's correct.
I thought we'd talk to a board member. Are you a board member?
Yes, I am, Calvin.
What is your name?
Mary Lapierre.
Okay.
More importantly, I'm an alumni of Shazy.
Oh, I'll be at the alumni banquet tonight with Judy.
Yes.
Are you going to be there?
Actually, no, I will not be.
I'll be at the alumni, but no.
I'm sorry, I can't make it.
You know anybody else who might be an alumnus?
My husband, my children, yes.
It's a family affair, right?
Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
And what was your name when you went to school?
Mary Riley.
Riley. And, is that Jim Riley, a basketball player? Is that...
No, that was a different Riley.
Riley.
Yes, in town. 2 Riley families with children with all very similar names.
Oh.
I had a younger brother, Jim, and an older brother, John. They also had a John and a James. Yes.
I mean, you can't run out of names that quick.
That's right.
You didn't have a Mary, though?
The mother was a Mary. Yes, she was our librarian when I was in school, Mrs. Riley.
So people never said, "Are you the librarian?"
No.
They never did that. All right, so you've been on the school board how long now?
Yes, let's see, about 13 years.
Wow.
Yes.
Is that longer than Joey?
No, Joey has us all beat.
Is he?
Yeah.
He has his seniority?
Yes, he does.
Is he still president? Or what's
Yes,
his...
he's
okay.
president, yes.
Sad state of affairs.
I know. Joey
Trombley's,
Trombley's running the ship over there.
Okay, 100 years. So when was the first school day of Shazy Central Rural School back in 1916?
It opened in November, I believe November 14th, but don't quote me on that, 1916.
We won't quote. Don't pay attention to what you said.
Mr. Miner opened the school.
Have to wait till all the crops were in.
Yeah.
We can start going to school.
True. That's probably very true.
So it was a bold new experiment, and I know for a few years here, when I started taping the graduations, there every student was getting a 1921 yearbook because
Yes.
they found a bunch. Were they doing that when you went to school?
No, not when I went to school. No, now they're just giving
all
the
one.
graduation speaker that
Yeah.
original yearbook.
But for
Yes.
a while, they were just handing them out like. So they're going to run out sooner or later. You
And
think?
apparently they are. So.
Getting scarce, so it's, yeah.
Yes. Oh, Mr. Miner really believed that rural children deserve the same opportunity, educational opportunities as city kids, and therefore created the first centralized rural district in the nation.
Well, looking at that yearbook, and I'm sure you, even though you didn't get one, you've seen it.
Oh, yes. Yep.
You may even own one, but that was no. I don't think too many city schools had what Shazy Central Rural School had.
I think Mr. Miner went above and beyond. Yes.
Yeah, it would have been the envy of any big city school.
Absolutely.
For what
Absolutely.
Little Shazy had here, and it's just an amazing thing that he did, and it's nice. The tradition is still there. You know?
Yes.
I was at the graduation last night. It takes them 15 minutes to walk in because.
Yes. Very, very formal. A lot of traditions. We hold all our traditions very dear to us, and yes.
Now, I've been told by some graduates, I'm going to put you on the spot here, okay? You don't mind, do you? Of course not.
No, of course not.
Some graduates have told me that to them, class day was actually more important than being at the graduation. If they had to miss one due to ill health, they would have missed graduation before class day.
I believe that is true for probably the majority of Shazy graduates. Yes, Class Day is just so unique and so special, and it's all about them as a class and their journey through Shazy. graduation is wonderful. It's the culmination, and it's getting their degree and getting scholarships. But class day is just so much more personal for each.
Experience.
Absolutely.
Your diploma, well, if you're not there, you'll get it in the mail.
Sure,
or whatever,
sure,
stop in and pick it
sure.
up. But to experience the class day is what.
Yeah.
And of course, bringing the kids in, starting maybe in 5th grade or whatever, to witness it.
To witness that, yes. Every class
and-
looks forward to their
yeah.
class day.
And
Sure.
just embedded it in their psyche that I want to be part of that.
Absolutely, yeah. Yeah.
So all kinds of things are going to be happening here on the 22nd.
Yes.
Is it a 2-day event? I think I saw 2 days on
It
one
is
of
a
the
2-day
posters.
event. Friday, October 21st, will be an in-school event for the students at Shazy. They'll be working on projects and displays with their teachers, celebrating the 100 years of excellence at Shazy. And then Saturday, the 22nd, will be the public open house. So we're having an open house 11 to 5, and then at 1 o'clock will be our formal recognition ceremony. We are inviting everybody from the President of the United States on down. I just did up the invitations, and they're going out. A lot of dignitaries hopefully will be attending, but more importantly, we'll be inviting all of our retired administrators, teachers, and starting to get the word out to alumni. We are hopeful that alumni near and far will come back for that weekend. It should be a great
Where are you gonna
weekend.
put everybody if everybody shows up?
Well, that is going to be a little struggle. We're not doing an RSVP. We could have 200, we could have 2,000. We don't know, but we'll be ready.
We have some tents available on hand here.
Yes.
So unveiling of the plaque. What plaque?
We're going to, we're working on creating a commemorative plaque, which will remain on the grounds to commemorate 100 years of, as I said, excellence at Shazy. We'll have lots of memorabilia. We're asking anyone who has any memorabilia from the old school, the new school, that they'd like to consign to us for the event. We'll have that on display. We'll be having a silent auction with some nice pieces for people to bid on. We will have displays of every decade from the new school. Different, the way education was back then, different artifacts from each decade. We're currently going through old board minutes, old yearbooks, listing faculty members, when they were hired, just really interesting facts, Mr. Fairchild was sharing with us the other day that it was interesting. One of the early years, the agricultural teacher, his salary was more than the principal at the school.
Oh.
So you see where
Priorities.
that priority laid. Yes, yes.
All right. I think I like that. Don't tell John Fairchild that, but I think I like that. Okay. So the old school, you probably spent a year or two in there?
I actually did not.
No,
I personally never attended. My older brother and sister did, but
Okay, because I'm. You sure?
I am sure.
Okay,
I am sure.
Okay, because I'm thinking, because you would have been just a few years behind.
I believe I entered kindergarten 1970.
Yeah, I'm thinking.
Yeah.
The last ones would have been 60. Was it 60? The class of 67, 68 go there? They tore it down in 68, I think. Yeah.
You're testing me. Sorry.
You're in diapers. So. Okay, so book signing. What books are we signing here?
We'll have Joe Burke's book there. We'll have. We're still working on all of those specifics.
Okay.
Yeah.
Will Paul Frederick's movie be shown or anything?
That has been a suggestion. We haven't gotten to that point yet, but we're thinking of reaching out to him. Yes, and
Okay.
possibly having that playing and scrolling. Yes.
I see here in the list of things there are volunteers needed for committees. Still looking for volunteers?
We are. We're still looking for people to come in and help. Any ideas, you can contact the school, the high school office. We can let you know when our next meeting is. We're meeting every couple of weeks. We will have another table set up at Old Homes Day in Shazy, getting the word out a little bit more, selling more t-shirts to commemorate the event, but we're always looking for volunteers, for help. Even if you just simply have an idea for us, that would be great.
Okay. So 100 years, so not too many, well, aren't any schools that can claim 100 years.
Well, I believe there are some, but to be the first centralized rural district in the country is pretty special. And of course, to be able to maintain the academic excellence that was started throughout all these years is pretty incredible, and we're very proud of it.
There was almost $300,000 worth of scholarships given out last night.
Yes, there was. Yes,
so.
Our students do very well, and yeah, we're very proud of them. The preparation they get from faculty and staff at that school is quite commendable. We're little, but we're great.
They do good things here in Shazy.
Yes.
Thanks, Mary.
All right, thank you.
Well, we were hoping to run into a few more people that we wanted to chat with, people that we thought we would be able to chat with, like Rick Grant and Kirk Beatty and maybe even Eric Young, but everybody's busy, everybody's going in a different direction. This open house, a good turnout here, and it's keeping a lot of folks occupied. Their entire staff is working today, and including all the interns. So looks like Wanda giving some dignitaries a ride through on the Emmerich. So Bob Ben and I were here. We talked to Wanda Kaler, as she was back then, and Katie Ballard, that Bob Ben and I did over 20 years ago. They got a lot of long-time employees here at Minor Institute. So thanks for watching Hometown Cable. This is viewer-supported local television. We try to give a slice of our life and times here in the North Country on a daily basis, and this has been an example. We wish it could have been more extensive, but it is what it is, and we're going to move on. We got the alumni banquet tonight at Shazy. We had the car show this morning at the Great Center, and tomorrow it's the Altona Old Home Day. So thanks for watching and supporting viewer-supported local television, Hometown Cable TV. We think is worthy of your support. And looks like that horse is going to stay in the shade.